way to my hotel for this evening. Got here about 6ish, just the sun was starting to set. So it's actually a really nice hotel. It's like a 4-star spa hotel. When you book these trips, so I booked it on Viator, you're at the mercy of the tour operator as to what they book with the hotels for you. And I've had hit and miss ones, but yeah, this one's actually really quite nice. But I have to leave early in the morning, and I'd actually quite love to just spend a day on this, well, a day here, just chilling out, to be honest. I'm gonna have no chill out time at all before I go back home. But I've got to keep my doors locked, so I've got like a balcony. I've got to make sure that's all locked up, because in the morning monkeys will be coming around and we'll be trying to get in. There's a view of Kandy. I don't want to go any further or I end up in the swimming pool. But I'll get to explore a bit more of this city tomorrow. So I'm still in Kandy, and today I'm visiting the Temple of the Sacred Tooth. So in front of the Buddha here is a replica of the casket that holds the sacred tooth. So it's not the real sacred tooth. The sacred tooth is actually believed to belong to Buddha and was brought here all the way from India, and it's hidden away somewhere in this temple. And I think it can be seen at certain times throughout the year. So yeah, I don't know, it seems a bit bonkers to me that his left tooth is in this temple. So all these people queuing up here are queuing up to see the real casket, which is going to come out in about half an hour's time. You won't be able to see the tooth inside, but you'll see the actual casket. I'm not hanging around, to be honest, because there's a massive queue just to see it. I'm now at the Royal Botanical Gardens in Kandy, or near Kandy. So the Temple of the Toothless Relic, where I just was. It was interesting. I could have hung around for a bit to actually see the real casket come out, but it was getting quite crowded and busy. The tour guide I had, so I didn't even know I was getting a tour guide there, so my drivers arranged tour guides for certain places, which is good sometimes, but I think when I did Sigiriya Lions Rock, I don't think there was any real need for one, because it was just a case of climbing up there, and I had to end up tipping him. And then just then the tour guide I had, I mean, he was friendly. He explained a lot, but he didn't stop talking, and he kept repeating the same things over and over again, just constant. And I couldn't even stop to take photos, really, because he was just constantly talking at me the whole time. So I couldn't really film in there, I couldn't really take photos without him just constantly talking to me. So I found him hard work, to be honest. And also the accent, a bit like in India, the accent is a bit of a barrier as well at times. But anyway, I'm in the Botanical Gardens, got a bit of free time just to explore. So I have found a nice little bridge with some nice views of a small river. Haven't really seen a lot of flowers or anything else like that yet. But it is quite a big park actually. It looks a lot smaller on Google Maps, but now I'm starting to go around it. It's quite big. But I haven't got a lot of time here before I've got to meet my driver. Typical. As I'm starting to make my way out, I found the area. There's all different flowers. Very hot again today, and it's still early in the morning. What time is it? 10 o'clock? Getting on for 10:30, and I'm sweating buckets already. Come to the Temple of Hanuman, but no photos or video were allowed inside. But this is the temple here. So Hanuman was the monkey god, or is the monkey god. I don't know a lot about him, but I do know that he fell in love with a mermaid. They had a child. He didn't know he had a child, and then later on in life he fought this monkey mermaid and then found out it was actually his son, and there's actually a famous image of them both fighting. This is the temple. Unfortunately, I can't show you what's inside, but it is a really cool image of like the monkey god inside, but I'm not allowed to get a photo. I'm now at Gregory Lake. There's a whole park here, which is Gregory Park. I I've had to pay again to enter just to get into this park. I thought it'd just be a quick sort of stop to have a look at the lake, but I'm running out of money. It's difficult because all these guides that I'm meeting are having to pay, all the temples I'm going to are having to pay, and I thought a lot of this would be included in the price of the tour. I should have enough cash on me for the rest of today, and to be honest probably for the rest of tomorrow as well, but it's just not quite what I expected. It's a pretty lake to look at. I don't think it was really worth 600 rupee to be honest, but it's still somewhere I'm glad I've stopped off at, because I think there's only one more stop left for today, which is a temple before we get to Ella. But I am pretty tired now. I think it's getting towards the end of my trip, and it's been full on for most days, from Bhutan to India to Sri Lanka. I'm now entering Sita Amman Temple. There seems to be a lot of repair works going on here, and I don't know if there's much to see, so let's find out. So it seems to be under repair. There's a shrine over there, a little bit of info here, but really there's not much else to see at this moment in time, whilst they seem to be repairing it or constructing it. I mean, this temple looks absolutely huge, but I'm sort of under the impression it's actually being constructed at the moment. I don't know, or just a huge refurbishment. I'm really not sure. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed actually. I was expecting there to be a little bit more to see here. So I'm now in the town. I think it's a city, could be a city, could be a town, Ella, which is my last stop really, or the last place I go to before they're heading back to Colombo tomorrow. Obviously there'll be a few things I'll see on the way tomorrow, but it seems to be quite touristy here. Lots of bars, lots of restaurants, and we're really close to my hotel, which is good. So I think I'm going to try and look for somewhere to get something to eat and maybe have a few drinks. It's my last full day in Sri Lanka. I'm still in the Ella area, and I'm making my way up to Little Adams Peak. I think there's like a big Adams Peak. I think there's even a mini Adams Peak. But there's meant to be some nice views from here. It's just really hot, as it has been every day I've been here. And trying to climb in this heat is hard. Oh, God, it's so hot. But I think I'm at the top now. I don't think this is a place I thought it was going to be, but it's still quite a cool viewpoint from here. I found a second part here which has got a way better photo spot, so I'm going to try and get a photo on here overlooking the landscape. It doesn't take very long to get to the top at all, 10 minutes maybe, 15, if that. But yeah, it's worth checking out. But I just wish I knew where the other viewpoint was. Anyway, the next stop should be the place I've been dying to see in all of Sri Lanka for quite a long time. So this should be the best stop out of all the places I've been to in Sri Lanka so far. And this is what I've come to see. You can just about make it out in the distance. 9 Arch Bridge. Going to get a bit closer. It's a little bit of a hike to get here, maybe about 10 minutes, sort of up and down a little bit, but not as strenuous as the Little Adams Peak hike, because you're not really going up too much, and there's quite a bit of shade to keep you out of the sun. It's also possible to go on a train itself. I'm not going to have time for that on this journey, and you can get great photos from on the train. You can lean out the door as the train's going and get photos. But I think you have to board somewhere else to get on a train, and it goes somewhere else. I don't know, maybe to Kandy or somewhere like that. It's proper packed up the top there on the bridge itself. A few people down here, so there's actually better views from down here, I think. And there's not too many people here, so see if I can get some photos. So it's been pretty cool here. It is a really beautiful bridge. The tracks are really cool. Just really, really busy with tourists. It would be great to come when it's a lot quieter. But I think this is one of the most popular attractions in Sri Lanka. And it's still early morning-ish. But yeah, there's a lot of people here. And it's really hard getting someone to take photos. I've tried to ask a few people to take photos of me. They haven't come out very well. I need like a photographer with me. I also tried to set my phone up and try to take a couple, which have come out kind of okay. But I think I'm ready to move on now. So I think we'll be heading back to Colombo, which is about a 5-hour drive. So we might stop off somewhere on the way. But really, the earlier I get back to Colombo, the better. Because I can just chill out for the rest of the day. And then I'll be flying back home tomorrow. Last night of my trip, so my last night in Colombo, head back to the UK tomorrow, which I think it's about time. It's been, I say exhausting, it's not so much you get exhausted, it's like so much you take in your brain, and it's like trying to process everything you've done over the last couple of weeks. Favourite country out of the 3 I've been to, I don't know. Bhutan was very unique and very different and amazing, totally amazing. India was beautiful and difficult at times, not as hard as I thought it was going to be, but there was definitely some beauty, such as the Taj Mahal, and to actually complete the 7 wonders of the world was something very important to me. So there were some amazing things in India, but I don't think I would go back to those same cities again. As for Sri Lanka, it was a nice escape from India, and it's been cool. I could have done with a couple of extra days here, just chilling on the beach maybe before going home. But yeah, Sri Lanka's been cool. It's quite a beautiful place, a bit calmer compared to India. Some of the sites were not as amazing as I expected them to be, but that's mainly because of like too many tourists, I think. But it's been an adventure. It's been awesome as always. But I'm gonna head back home tomorrow and go back to normal life until I think of a new adventure. Although I've got lots of ideas running through my head of where I'd love to go to next and what I'd love to do next.